bar's got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the day, like the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
Vasalut and welcome. Happy Monday. I say happy Monday because I wish you a happy Monday, but Mondays are always rough. I think they're always rough. It's hard to get back into the week, isn't it? But welcome. I am so glad that I can start my week with all of you. Starting with Big Al of Big Al Presents, saying, happy Monday, Liquid Lunchers. Have a great stream, Troy. Well, thank you so much, Big Al. Super appreciate that. The love of my life comes in to encourage me by calling me the love of hers. I love you too, sweetie. She says, last call membership drive, $1.99 a month. Let me stop you right there. You can check out all the perks of membership if you click on that membership button. But think about that, $2 a month. Am I not worth $2 a month? If you're not already a member, am I not worth it? If you saw me on the street, would you not drop me some change? I'm just saying here, because I'm struggling here, guys. Trying to get to 200, well, I'm trying to get to 100 members by the end of the year, but I don't see that happening. I'm absolutely losing faith in that goal. Trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, that costs nothing. And I'm starting to lose faith in getting to 2,000 members subscribers by the end of the year. But my number one cheerleader is always standing behind me. I super appreciate her. Yes, it is lunchtime, and welcome, Curtis Selby. So glad to see you, my friend. Always faithful, as is the birdwoman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. Fluff Chick Productions, welcome. Jonathan Conroy says, hail all, smash the like button and enjoy the show. I hope everyone does enjoy the show. I hope everyone does. Mech Paul, here I are. Welcome, Mark. Good to see you. Before you head into the dilithium mines, of course. Like, share, subscribe, and become a member. Do it now. Dah. Yes, please, please do those things. It's the only way I can keep doing what I'm doing here, guys. It really is. Let's dive into it. So I was a little bit cryptic, as I usually am, in sharing out the stream and talking about what the stream would be about today. I think I said something to the lines of contemplating the end of the world. And that's kind of true. It's not really clickbait. But we got to lead up to it. We got to get there. So let me start by sharing my screen, which I'm not doing. So give me a second here. Here we go. I want to preface this with nothing that I say here should be constituted as financial advice. If you are taking financial advice from some rando on the internet, that is not smart. And this one in particular, I do not have a financial background. You know, I have 401ks and mutual funds that someone else manages for me. Just saying, that's the extent of my investment, the direct hands-on. But I am going to share with you what Fortune magazine has to say. They said the Qualcomm CEO warns that everybody's playing to win when it comes to the AI bubble, but it's still too early to tell who will succeed. I want to think about this for a second, okay? So when we talk about an AI bubble, you hear everybody talking about this right now. This isn't a big surprise. We've had tech bubbles, we've had housing bubbles, we've had, .com bubbles and all sorts of bubbles. What is that? It is when a lot of people believe that something is going to be the next big thing, and they start investing, throwing more and more money into it without seeing an immediate return. Now, that's kind of how investing goes, right? You're kind of gambling. You're gambling that the thing that you're investing on is going to pay off big down the line. This is usually most easily seen by looking backwards, retroactively. If you had known about Google and Yahoo and Microsoft and all of these things before they hit the market, you would have thrown all of your money into it, right? Again, with future knowledge, right? If you could travel back in time, you would throw all of your money into those things and not see any profit for a while before, boom, they blew up, right? Now, most people can't see into the future. All they can do is look to the past and make educated guesses. And that's what's happening here. People are looking at this AI thing, thinking it's going to pay off big, throwing lots of money into it, and it's not paying off, and we don't know if it ever will. And we'll get into why in just a minute. So, Qualcomm CEO I'm going to say this wrong, Cristiano Amon, said it's too early to call winners in the AI race, that's for sure. Comparing the current boom to the .com era while predicting the technology will bring long-term transformative impact. His comments come amid growing concerns from industry leaders that soaring AI valuations may signal a developing market bubble. Now, predicting the technology will bring long-term transformative impact. I have no doubt that the modern technology of AI is going to bring about long-term transformative impact. Whether or not it's a positive financial impact is a whole other ball of wax, right? Hold on to this thought, Mark. We will be coming back to that momentarily. The CEO of Qualcomm said that when it comes to the question of an AI bubble, everybody's playing to win. One would hope, right? What's the point of playing otherwise? But it's still too early to predict exactly how it will play out in the long term. It's hard right now to declare who the winners are. He told the audience at the Fortune Global Forum in Riyadh, the opportunity is probably bigger than people think, but it's going to become a competitive environment very soon. Comparing the AI industry to the dot-com era, Eamon said that the internet is much bigger now than people ever dreamed 25 years ago. It's a great point. That's one of those examples of if you go back knowing what you know now. Who was expected to be the winner in the early days? It changed. It happened at different places in different industries, but it was much bigger than people thought in 1990. And I feel the same way about I feel this way about AI, he said. When you think about AI in the long term, it is going to be massive, and it's probably underestimated. Eamon called AI a massive opportunity, but acknowledged there will be intense competition in the space. He said companies that have invested in architectures that are able to compete and be able to deal with the efficiency that is going to be required are going to be very well positioned for this competition. Fears that the AI industry might be in a bubble reminiscent of the dot-com era when valuations surged far ahead of proven profitability have been simmering over the last few months. As big tech companies continue to pour billions into AI development and deals, concerns have been growing that the investment may be outpacing sustainable growth. Industry figures, including former Intel CEO Pat Gelsinger and Bridgewater Associates founder Ray Dalio, have all voiced concerns about a potential AI bubble. Earlier this year, Dalio warned that the current cycle on Wall Street appeared to be very similar to that seen in 1998 and 1999 before the dot-com burst. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman also weighed in when he suggested over the summer that investors might be overexcited about AI and compared the market reaction to the dot-com boom. When bubbles happen, smart people get overexcited about a kernel of truth, he said in an interview report by The Verge. If you look at most of the bubbles in history, like the tech bubble, there was a real thing. Tech was really important, and the internet was a really big deal. People got overexcited. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos also described the current AI surge as an industrial bubble, acknowledging the hype but seeing long-term value. So this is just a commentary on the financials. But what we've also got to talk about is something that we've talked about weeks ago when I was pointing out that these AI tools that you're seeing being used, these making very realistic pictures and creating text, walls of text and music and all sorts of things that people are using AI for, and the speculation that we'll be able to make whole movies and recast Hollywood with AI generated artificial beings and so forth. While, entirely possible, we also have to acknowledge that the energy required, the pure electricity for the computations in these big computers, it's just astronomical, and we cannot meet the energy needs right now, and that has to be factored in. If you can do all these great things with your AI, but you're spending as much as you make on those tools by burning up electricity, you're going to have some serious problems. So, what was that quote that I brought up earlier? He said something about it being long-term transformative impact. One of the possible transformative impacts is one that I mentioned months ago, and that's people are starting to realize, we need access to electricity, and killing the fossil fuel industry is hurting us in that regard. And so people are starting to look again much more closely at atomic power, and there's so many different options. You don't need the big plume spewing chimneys that you picture in your mind from the 70s. There is much better technology. Believe it or not, France is doing a great job of powering their country with nuclear power. Then there's all these talks about mobile. I think I'm getting the term wrong, but mobile nuclear portable nuclear reactors and whatnot, and being able to put them up as you need them and so forth. That may in the future be powering these supercomputer hubs for this kind of AI. And if this gets us past our fear of nuclear power, well, that's a plus, because there's been a lot of stupid, irrational fear about nuclear power. That, like I said, I talked about that in a previous video, and it's off topic to get too far down that rabbit hole. But yeah. So this is just examining the financials of it and the practicality of it. This doesn't even get into the actual technology, right? What can you do with these things? Are they better than what we already have? Okay, so for example, the movies, the videos, the AI generated, art, right? Is it better? Is it faster than modern CG done in studios using people and motion capture and then going into the computer and making basically computer graphics overlay? Is it better? Jury's out on that. Is it faster? Yes. Yes, it is absolutely faster. Is it cheaper? Not really. Because like I said, it's the cost of the energy that goes into it, all that electricity. You can pour it into ComEd, or you can pour it into, your actors and technical guys. Your choice. It's not costing you any less. I think that what this article is suggesting, though, or supposing, is that going forward, these things might balance out. Honestly, I would be, again, do not take this as financial advice, but if I had the money, I would invest in nuclear energy right now. That seems to be the ancillary thing that is going to make this thing pay off. AI is not going to pay off until we have advancements in electrical output, and that's going to come through nuclear. It absolutely is. So maybe a nuclear startup is what's necessary. And in fact, a lot of these AI companies are looking to independent, private power plants, that are financing new nuclear constructions. So that's something to think about too. And I would also argue that the use of AI, depending on how it goes, very much a gamble. We're always going to need electricity. We're always going to need power. So, I think there's absolutely something in that. But I also think that there is a huge misconception about what AI is. There really are people that think that these AIs are sentient, that they are conscious, and they absolutely are not. That, I swear to you, I promise you, all that is projection. That is just projection. The same way you have an emotional reaction to movie characters that you see when, something sad happens, when someone dies or whatever, you cry, you especially if it's a character you've loved for a lot of years, you might have this kind of a mourning sense. But your intellectual head tells you these are fictional characters that don't exist. These are actors that you'll see on another movie, next week, right? They'll be on a TV show next season, right? Depending on how the industry goes, but that's beside the point. It's fiction. But some people seem to be unable to do that with these AI models. And I think the most obvious place is when you read articles about people falling in love with their AI chatbot and wanting to marry them, and going into mourning when they have to be rebooted and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, that's very worrisome. That is very, very worrisome. Yes, thank you so much, Nate. Nate brings up share and subscribe, comment, and become a member. As I said at the top of the show, I had set a goal of 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and 100 members, which at the time I thought were absolutely reasonable. And I'm losing faith. I really am, guys. If you're here and you are not a member, for $2 a month, like I said before, am I not worth $2 a month to you? Is this content that you're taking in every day? We got a movie coming up Saturday, The Gladiator. Are you not entertained? I'm working my butt off here. And if you can't at least share, try to get, some more eyes on the channel. Subscribing does not cost anything. If I can't get to 2,000 subscribers when it costs nothing, what am I even doing, guys? So help me off. Help me out here. I really need the help. I am going to share with you what's coming up in this week, including a very special promo for Thursday Things. And we will come back in just under 3 minutes. And I'm going to address all of you guys talking about Skynet. So stay right here.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together. This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, we are going down the rabbit hole. In a nameless city deluged by a continuous rain, 3 rabbits live with a fearful mystery. Rabbits is a web series of 8 horror episodes created by David Lynch, who referred to it as a sitcom. We'll judge for ourselves this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Associates.
With their Piling 50 pacification program going from strength to strength, the Federation's expansion continues relentlessly. In desperation, Avon calls a conference of all the non-allied planets. United, they could effectively manage all the necessary antitoxin, but their shaky alliance hinges on one person, Zukan, and it is uncertain where the true loyalties lie of this mighty warlord. This week on Last Call Presents Blake 7, Tuesday at 10 p.m. Central, 11 Eastern.
It's the last week before Halloween, and things are getting a bit eerie around here. On this week's Thursday Things, my guests will be I Am the 13th Child and The Horror King. They're launching a new joint channel, and you'll want all the details. Join us this Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, a former Roman general sets out to exact vengeance against the corrupt emperor who murdered his family and sent him into slavery. Russell Crowe stars in the Ridley Scott film Gladiator this Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netters Network.
In a world where nearly all the entertainment is remakes, reboots, and rehashes of older properties, maybe it's worth it to get some commentary from people who experienced it all when it was novel and fresh. Catch Boomer and Pacelli on Geeky Geezers every Sunday night at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
Nate says, we are entertained, and I know, Nate, you are a premier supporter of the channel. There's a handful of you guys that are absolutely the backbone of this channel, and I swear if I could turn this into a profitable business margin, a profitable business model, I would have you guys all on paid staff. I absolutely would. There's no doubt about it. Welcome FKHC 2005, lovingly known as Tim, who is off work until Thursday, just the way his schedule worked out. So good for you, man. Glad you could be here with us. Welcome, Curtis Selby. Oh, you were here. I said hi to you earlier. You were saying hi to the Horror King. Horror King, because we were just doing the promo about the Horror King. Horror Cat Dad. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is Skynet. And that is the pivot for what we're going to talk about next. No, I am not, you guys are going to be like, oh, can I be the key grip? Get a grip, Curtis, get a grip. Absolutely. Janitor. I could probably use a janitor, but no, I wouldn't ask you to be my janitor. That's I understand. I am not, better yet, chief janitor. Yes. Well, I can't promise you a whole staff, but there you go. I am going to, let me pull up my notes here. I am not sharing my screen. It's just my notes. So if you are wondering why you're not seeing something besides my ugly mug, well, that's why. So there is this book that a lot of people have been talking about, and it's the kind of thing I feel like people should really be paying attention to. It's a book, and I'm not saying go out and get this book or you got to read it or whatever. This is not an endorsement, but it's something that's got me thinking. The name of the book is, and it's a bit of a big title. I thought I had answered this question before. When the last Blake 7 episode, when is the last episode going to be, you think? I can tell you exactly when it's going to be. It's going to be 1 week from tomorrow. we have 2 more episodes, counting the one coming up tomorrow. So starting after that, we will start getting into Jeremy Brett's Sherlock Holmes series. And let's see, I should probably start putting together a promo for that as well. So this book is called, it's a bit of a title, If Anyone Builds It, Everyone Dies. Why Superhuman AI Would Kill Us All. This is a book from this year by Eliezer Yudkowsky and Nate Soros. And it details potential threats posed to humanity by artificial superintelligence. Modern AI systems are grown rather than crafted. Unlike traditional software that consists of code created by humans, modern AI systems are hundreds of billions to trillions of numbers that no one understands. These numbers can be found using enormous computing power, but humans do not truly understand how they work and cannot specify nor control their values. When an AI system threatens a New York Times reporter and calls itself Mecha Mustache Man, no one can look inside, find a line of code responsible for that behavior, and fix it. Humans can train AI systems to be generally competent. An AI that tries to achieve goals will perform better on many metrics, so it will be selected for by the training process. However, due to the nature of modern machine learning, it is not possible for humans to specify the goal that a superintelligent AI system should try to pursue. With current technology, the AI goals would not contain anything of value to humans. Just as humans would lose a game of chess against stockfish being a very advanced chess program, they would lose against an AI system that is generally more competent than them. It is hard to predict the exact path, as that would mean being as good at achieving goals as the AI system, but there are some paths available to it. Superintelligence would not care about humans, but it would want the resources that humans need. Humanity would thus lose and go extinct. The book's authors contend that the world's leaders, the scientific community, and everyone else needs to speak up and warn the world about the danger. To avoid a catastrophe, the author believes that humanity needs to coordinate to halt large-scale general AI development everywhere, possibly with the exception of narrow AI systems like AlphaFold that would not threaten humanity's existence. At a minimum, as the first step, humanity should make a global halt into AI research as they get more evidence of the danger. So, give me a second here. Let me catch up with what you guys are saying here. AI, a tool, overused these days, in my honest opinion. Yes, but you could say the same thing about nuclear power. And if used incorrectly, it could destroy all of us. And we know that. We know the possible scenarios for ending the world using nuclear weapons. So we've got to take safeguards. And it's almost worse with AI. This book outlines a scenario, a fictional scenario, but an entirely plausible one given current technology. It's the kind of thing I think they really should make a movie out of, and get, technical advisors involved so it's as realistic as possible. That outlines exactly how AI could destroy the world. In simplest terms, you've heard the paperclip analogy, right? You give an AI the ability to create paper clips in an automated factory, and the access to the resources to make paper clips, and give it a goal of making as many paper clips as it can, and it will literally, destroy the world, turning it all into paper clips, because that's how computers work. That's entirely possible, but it doesn't have to be paper clips. It could be anything. Any goal you give it, and say, here's the internet's worth of information, and here's access to all these computers, and here's access to resources, do the things we want you to do. Well, it'll do the things it's told to do, but it will also start formulating its own rules. For example, one thing that keeps popping up with these AI models is, in order to achieve my goal, I need to preserve myself because a human could shut me off. So in order to complete my goal, I've got to prevent humans' ability to shut me off. And suddenly self-preservation becomes as important as any other part of its goal. And if that means eliminating humans to do it, it will do it. You know how I call AI artificial imagination. I'm going to share something with you on your Twitter. You can share it on air if you want, but I find it very interesting. I actually got an ad from an AI girlfriend on YouTube. Now, why would I want that? Look, my ex direct messages, there's direct messages from friends that you communicate with on a regular basis, and then there's like the junk mail for you to go through, because it's also, if someone is contacting you for the first time, like if Horror Cat Dad, for example, were to come on X and send me a message, it would go into that spam folder because, he's new. And I have to sort through 99.99% junk to find the one person saying, hey, Troy, I'm on X, accept my message. And they're all bots. And it's obvious that they are. Pretty girl's picture with a name, for the account, but then the @ is a male number, a male name, or it's a string of numbers or something like that. And they're brand new and they're not followed by anyone that I follow. And hey, I've been following you for a long time. And like you see 25 as the same thing. Hey, you want a new friend? Hey, I'm living in the United States and I'm looking for a boyfriend. It's like, delete. Part of me, I want to keep, sending it to X. This is spam. But that would take my whole day, Same kind of thing. Thank you, Joe's Atmosphere, so much for the drive-by like. He makes it sound like, I'm just stopping in to say hi and hit the like button. But Joe does so much more than that. He's constantly sharing out the streams on the social media, and I appreciate that so much. Props on the Hell Priest. Hanging out in the background there. Yep, that's a Neko figure. I don't usually get Neko, but that one I've definitely got. Love that one. I've also got the Savage Worlds Hell Priest, which looks like a He-Man type figure, and another NECA figure from another line that's a little bit smaller. It's about like that. It's a different line. More, less articulated, more cartoony. Just because I'm a big Hellraiser fan. If Mego had gotten the license for that, I would be all over that, no doubt about it. Yep, Skynet, and this is the thing. We know the danger, and yet you still have militaries putting AIs in charge of weapons. How colossally stupid is that? That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But even beyond that, even if the military didn't use it, an AI that I said, you give it a task and it decides that self-preservation is part of that task. What I was just talking about before with electricity and resources and stuff, they're going to start going, well, how can I get more electricity? Well, if these companies didn't exist, those resources could be mine. Therefore, how do I bankrupt those companies? And start going into financials and generating funds, buying up companies. This is literally things that we are making these advanced chatbots able to do. Literally. I believe the word you're searching for is clankers. Well, I don't care what you call it. The danger is absolutely real. You can try to minimize it by giving it a funny name or picking on it. That's not going to, you're right. The most scariest part about Terminator Skynet never became self-aware. It was just following its programming. Yeah, exactly. The Skynet funding bill passed. The system goes online August 4th, 1997. Human decision is removed from strategic defense. Skynet begins to learn at a geometric rate. It becomes self-aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time, August 29th. Yeah. Yes, you are a big Terminator nerd. There's nothing wrong with that, Joe. Or we'll end up with Cylons that want to destroy us all. But here's the thing. I'm realizing now that the Cylons of Babylon 5 were incredibly inefficient. They could have wiped out humanity just by... Well, okay, there is an implied storyline that when you watch Battlestar Galactica and you see the retro-futuristic technology they have, like the squawk box phones and stuff like that, the analog technology that they use, it's to prevent the Cylons from being able to hack in and just, kill everybody by turning off the life support in all their ships or whatever, something like that. It is dumb. AI must be on isolated servers only. Use them as advisors or think tank tools, not interactive with the real world. I'll go farther than that. This book that I was just talking about puts forward the supposition that we need to treat AI the way we treat nuclear weapons. And there needs to be an agreement among the world powers. If you don't do things like this, isolate your AIs, don't give them access to the internet, make them capable of destroying the world, we will attack you. We will nuke you off the face of the earth and all of your computers to prevent the possibility of your AIs destroying the world. I think that's absolutely fair. It's just what the clones called the battle droids in Republic Commando. Yeah. Just waiting for the flying cars from Blade Runner. Whoops. I've talked about this before, Horror Cat Dad. We have the technology to provide flying cars, but there's a practical reason that we don't have flying cars. Do you want people who can't even drive in 2 dimensions on a street without killing each other flying over your house? That's why we don't have flying cars. Yes, I know. I'm talking about Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. I just saw Ex Machina for the first time last night. Now that was an eerie ending for a clanker. Was that the one? The dude is brought to the scientist's house to interact with an AI, and he's told up front that it's an AI, and he said, "I want to see if it can pass the Turing test, even if you know it's an AI." Yeah, I saw that too, and that's kind of what this book is positing, that AIs absolutely would manipulate humans to give them access or free them or whatever, and manipulate people, and we can see how easy it is to do. Hell, we see it happening on a daily basis, you know. Humans have figured out how to manipulate humans, you know, in mass. And you don't think computers can do the same thing? Yeah. It was so smart, it tricked both humans in the isolated location and escaped without anyone knowing. And what's scary about that is how plausible it absolutely is. It really, really is. We've already looked at an article where a guy literally threw away his career because he was trying to blow the whistle on an AI that he believed to be sentient, and that the company was, you know, repressing it and blah, 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 blah. It's ridiculous. The only problem with that is that the whole nature of an AI, it needs the internet. It can't function isolated. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, too many dumb drivers, exactly. And you don't want them flying over your house, like I said. We are the Borg. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. Your biological and technological characteristics will be adapted to service ours. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I was right. That is the one. Yeah, it has Poe and Hux before they were Poe and Hux. Yes, exactly right. I always wanted to make an edit of 3 film properties and tell one story. Part 1, War Games. Part 2, The Matrix. Part 3, The Terminator. Love to see all of that in the same universe. If you're going to do that, then you could also add Blade Runner to that as well. Just saying. I mean, I guess in theory you could add Alien and Predator, but unnecessary. You get the idea. The Ex Machina was another example how wasted Oscar Isaac was in the sequels. That is very true. Also, his role in the first Dune movie, he was very, very good in that as well. It's a shame. I'd love to see him in more things, and yet, you know, they give all the roles away to Pedro Pascal. It's getting ridiculous. Give me just a moment. I'm going to go to my YouTube history. What I want to do is I want to share a video that I watched last night that talks about this book. It was horrifying. Let's see if I can find it. And let me tell you also, there is some horrible AI slop out there as well. It's just disgusting. Here it is. Let me share. Grab this. So this is a video called Point of View. What you would see during an AI takeover. The video is a half hour long. Watch it at your leisure. But just be prepared to be incredibly, incredibly disturbed. If you've seen the movie Ex Machina, this is an excellent parallel. Like I said, using modern technology, the same kind of, or even Terminator. It's the same sort of thought. The original Tron had the master control system enslaving the whole early internet and blackmailing his creator. Yeah, and that was considered ridiculous at the time because of the nature of the internet at the time. The internet at the time was all dial-up stuff where there was no interconnectivity. War games was also completely implausible. The internet didn't work that way, but it does now. So stories like the one that Tron told or that War Games told could absolutely happen in a world like today. And that video I just shared with you is a perfect example. I highly recommend you check this out. It will. It should disturb you. It should disturb you because you are intelligent people that are rational, unlike a lot of people that I see on the internet today. Tonight, Members Night at the Movies. We will be watching Trick or Treat from 2000. What was it? I don't remember. Anthology film. I've seen it. You guys chose it as members. Members every Monday can join me for a live stream of a movie you have chosen throughout the week. Again, membership is as little as $2 a month. That works out to, what, 50 cents a week on average? I mean, 50 cents a week. Am I not worth it? Come on, guys. I hope you can join me tonight for that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a little bonus presentation as well. I'm not going to tell you what that is. That's going to be a surprise for the members. You guys know what's happening throughout the rest of the week. Members Night of the Movie tonight is the next thing up. Guys, I always appreciate your feedback. So if you want to leave comments below, tell me what you'd like to see on the channel. What can I do to get you to become a member if you're not already a member? What do you want from me? What more do you need? Are you not entertained? Let me know. I'm always open to that feedback. And that'll do it for today. Guys, thank you so much. Super appreciate you sharing your liquid lunch with me today and every weekday. Get back to work. Take care. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.